Welcome back, happy hookers. Today we're going to take a look at how to make these beautiful crochet flower roses. Okay, so to get started with your flower, you're going to need some yarn and a hook. No brainer there. I'm using Drops Muscat in Mercerized Cotton. I've recently gotten onto this and I just really like the nice kind of pearly finish, and I've got it in a pinky fuchsia. So once you've made your slip knot, you're going to chain 67. So if you're new, chaining is simply yarning over and pulling one loop through the loop on your hook. And if you're an expert, then skip ahead. And I think I just said 67, but you're actually going to need to make 66. So you're going to make 66 chains, and I'll meet you back when we've made our 66 chains. So once you have your 66 chains, the first thing you're going to do is work a double crochet into the 6th chain from the hook. So we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're going to be working into this 6th chain, and we're going to place a double crochet. So we're going to yarn over, insert our hook into that 6th chain, yarn over and pull through, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and what you've done is you've created kind of like the framework for placing the petals. So the pattern pretty much continues all the way to the end, and we'll do a couple of iterations. So the first thing you're going to do, well, the second thing rather, we've already done the first. First thing you're going to do is you're going to skip the next 2 chains. So not this one that we've just worked into, we're going to skip this one, and then we're going to work into this one. And you're going to place in this chain a double crochet, a chain 2, and another double crochet. And this is in US terms. So that double crochet is yarning over, inserting into the stitch, yarning over and pulling back through, yarning over, pulling through 2, yarning over, pulling through 2. You're then going to chain 2, so yarn over 1, yarn over 2. You're then going to place a double into the same space at the bottom. So insert, yarn over, pull back through, insert, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2. You're then going to skip the next 2 chains and place into this 3rd one exactly the same repeat. So you're going to place 1 double crochet, a chain 2, 1, 2, get a bit more yarn there, and then you're going to place another double crochet. There we go. Perfect. So skip 1, 2 into that 3rd one, a double crochet, a chain 2, and another double crochet. Perfect. So pause the video until you get pretty much sort of almost to the end, and then I'll show you how to finish off. So remember, skipping 2, double crochet, chain 2, double crochet, skip along 2 to the 3rd one, double crochet, chain 2, double crochet. You got it. So once you've got almost to the end, providing you haven't skipped or made any mistakes, which can be quite common in crochet, I'm not going to lie, you should have 3 chains left at the end. And what you're going to do is you're going to place the same in that very last chain. You're going to double, chain 2, and double in that last chain. If you end up with 2 or you end up with 4, it isn't really going to make a huge amount of difference. Just make sure that you're popping that last one into the very last one. So what we're going to do now is we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to turn our work. And we're going to turn our work, and we're going to do row 2. And there's only 3 rows to the flower, so it is quite a quick and simple one. So in row 2, what you're going to do is you're going to place a double crochet into the chain 2 space here. Now this chain 3 here that we've created is going to mimic the first double crochet of the row. So we're going to place a double crochet into this space here, the chain 2 space, so that we've essentially got 2 double crochets at the end. And now what you're going to do is you're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Then you're going to place into the same chain 2 space another 2 double crochets. like so. Okay, so we've got into our chain 2 space 2 double crochets, a chain of 3 and 2 double crochets. And then what you're going to do now is you're going to repeat this in all of the chain 2 spaces along the row. So not this space here, but this space here where you've got your V in your chain 2, you're going to place 2 double crochets, a little bit more yarn there. You're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then you're going to place another 2 double crochets into the very same space. And as we did before, this is a repeating pattern, so look for the next chain 2 space, place yourself 2 double crochets into that space, a chain of 3 in between them, 1, 2, 3, and another 2 double crochets into the same chain 2 space. And what you should start to see is something looking like this. Now you're going to find that it's going to start curving. That's okay, we want it to curve because we will be eventually sort of rolling it up to create our rows. So go to every chain 2 space along, looking for our V's, and in the top of them 2 double crochet, 3 chain, 2 double crochet, and I'll meet you back at the end. So once you've got to the end and you've completed your last double, chain 3 and double, you're going to chain 1 and you're going to turn, and then in this first chain 3 space we're going to place 5 double crochets. Now the majority of the petals are going to have 7 in them, but for the first couple we're going to go 5, 6 and build up to 7, so that when we roll it up we've got some slightly smaller petals in which to form the center. So we're going to place 5 double crochets, 1, 2, the split stitch, it's because I've had to pull this down a couple of times, 2, 3, 4, get some more yarn there, 5. Now to anchor down each of the petals, you're actually only going to place a single crochet into the next chain 3 space. What that's going to do is that's going to really roll. Can you hear that banging? That is my cats fighting. They always do it when I film. So a single, then in the next chain 3 space we're going to place 6 double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, I was wandering off to the right then, wasn't I? 5, 6, and then another single into that next chain 3 space, and we're going to start with our 7s. So place 7 double crochet in the chain 3 space, a single in the next, 7, a single, 7, and I'll meet you back at the end. So once you've finished, you will have ended with a single crochet in that very last stitch. So what we're now going to do is we're now going to start to roll up from this center, and I like to do it simply by placing it over my finger like this and wrapping it around. You see how I'm doing that? Kind of lining up that bottom edge and wrapping it around so that the petals, and then I'm going to give it a little squash now. I'm going to try and wrap it so that my petals are kind of alternating a little bit more. And there we go. So once you've kind of got it to a good place, what you can do is titivate it, kind of open some of the petals out, give it a little bit of a scrunch about, and then all you want to do is cut your yarn off, weave it through, and then essentially just sew along the bottoms. Now mine, I've chosen to kind of stagger it, but you could pull these petals up an awful lot higher if you wanted to. so that it kind of enclosed more like a rose. You could choose to roll them completely as they are. So just keep going like that, round and round and round and round, no staggering, just kind of making sure that you're gripping all of the bottoms together, like so. And then what you get is your really tight little flower. These look lovely when they're sewn up onto a piece of wooden dowel painted and popped in a vase. Equally, you could pop them on a headband. So thank you ever so much for watching this flower tutorial. I post every Friday, so please hit that notification bell